This is the BBC.
This podcast is supported by advertising outside the UK.
BBC Sounds. Music, radio, podcasts.
You're listening to Tuesday's episode of The Archers from BBC Radio 4.
Glenda Belcher, the one with crazy ideas about luxury flats at Home Farm.
Yes, that was when she first joined the board.
In which case, I don't think she's to be taken seriously.
You shouldn't dismiss her, Lillian. OK, some of her ideas are a bit wacky, but at least she has ideas.
There's your tea.
Thanks.
Do you want a piece of cake?
Oh, yeah, that'd be nice. Aha, talk of the devil.
What?
Message from Glenda. We're being summoned to an extraordinary meeting of the BL board to discuss the future of Barrow Farm.
Now, that's what you wanted, isn't it?
Yes. Sooner the better as far as I'm concerned. That place has been hemorrhaging money for far too long.
Well, it's the same for most pig farmers, isn't it? There you are.
Oh, I know. Thank you. But there comes a time, Lillian, when you have to say enough is enough, and it's blindingly obvious that the Barrow unit doesn't have a future.
You're sure about that, are you?
Yes. Excellent cake.
And you had such hopes for the place when it first opened.
I know, but circumstances have changed, haven't they?
Something of an understatement.
And that site is far too valuable to be wasted on a failing enterprise. It looks as if Glenda agrees with me.
Why? What's she saying?
That we should consider turning the sheds into offices or remote working hubs.
But they're sheds, for heaven's sake, meant for pigs, not for people. Who's going to want to set up their office in a converted pigsty?
Well, they'd have to be rebuilt, obviously, but that site has got so much going for it. The access road for a start. I'm not sure we shouldn't aim a bit higher. A luxury retirement village or something like that.
Thanks for coming.
Well, thank you for letting us know what's happening, Brian.
Well, I apologise for being so furtive, only if it gets out that I've been talking to you...
It's okay, we get it.
I shall be drummed out of the board and we shall have lost the battle before we've even started.
So, where's it coming from, this idea of trashing the unit?
Well, I really can't... Look, to be honest, the less you know, the better. But I'm sure it won't come as a surprise to you that there's been considerable disquiet about Barrow for many months.
Well, we're none of us happy with the situation.
I mean, the board members can see all the money going out, the wages, the feed bills, abattoir costs, and next to nothing coming in.
Well, that's farming for you, isn't it?
I know.
Always a series of peaks and troughs. And you learn over the years to grit your teeth in the bad times because you know that things will get better.
But we haven't seen a trough like this since foot and mouth.
So the board members are getting restless, are they?
They have been for some time. And most of them are money men, you see. They have very little understanding of the cycles of farming life. But I'd no idea of this threat to Barrow until last week when word got back to me that, there's a move afoot to get the unit closed down.
Let me guess. Justin Elliott?
I couldn't possibly comment, Neil. But my understanding is that certain members of the board are threatening to withdraw investment from BL if they don't get their way.
Before they've even discussed the matter.
Like I said, they're money men. They don't understand farming. And when it comes to pigs, my knowledge is pretty limited, which is why you're here. You're the experts.
So, what do you need from us?
What do I need? A detailed plan for the future.
Oh, that's all, is it?
Where we can cut back, where we can economise. Anything that can keep us going for the coming months.
Oh, come on, you stupid thing.
Do you need a hand with that?
Oh, Amy.
If I hold this side up...
Yeah.
Try it now.
Okay. Oh, brilliant. Oh, thanks a lot.
Well, I could see you were struggling.
Yeah. Oh, it's great to see you. Did you get my messages?
Yeah.
But you haven't replied.
I've been meaning to ring you.
I was getting worried.
Sorry.
I've been thinking about you all week. I was hoping we can meet up again.
No. Well, that's it.
What?
Why? I couldn't bring myself to call you because we can't meet anymore.
Oh, don't say that, Amy.
Last week was a mistake, Chris. I've been feeling horribly guilty about it.
Why? What have you got to feel guilty about?
I can't cope with the deceit.
What do you mean?
Fallon keeps telling me what a fantastic friend I'm being to Alice, but how can I be Alice's friend if I'm sleeping with her husband?
But I'm not really her husband anymore, Amy. And it was Alice who wanted the separation, remember? So what I do with my life now is none of her business.
What you do, maybe, but what I do, I mean, I can't tell her the truth. I'm too afraid it'd upset her, and, well, you know where that might lead, Chris.
So don't tell her.
That's what I'm saying. I'd have to lie to her.
But you're not doing anything wrong. We can't let Alice dictate what we do in our lives. We're both single people. And I really like you. I tried not to, but I do.
You tried not to because you knew it would create a really awkward situation.
Look, we can't undo what happened between us. And last week, well, it was lovely, wasn't it? And it's left me feeling, well, that I want some more, please. And you can't pretend you don't feel the same way.
What I feel or don't feel, it doesn't matter.
How can you say that?
Us sleeping together, it was a big mistake. It should never have happened.
You can't compare this to Foot and Mouth.
You're far too young to remember Foot and Mouth.
No, I'm not.
You must have still been at school when that happened.
We had television. I can remember seeing those burning piles of carcasses. But my point is, that was an epidemic, like COVID. Whereas this crisis has been dumped on us by our own government.
Oh, come
who don't seem to have the first clue about farming.
No, let's not get into all
This
that.
is a Europe-wide crisis, Hannah. Just as much to do with COVID as it is with Brexit.
Well, that's a matter of opinion.
And the fact is, the BL board will only listen to financial arguments, not political or emotional ones. Isn't that right, Brian?
Absolutely.
So, practically, what can we do that will convince the board members not to pull the plug on us?
Yes, that's what I need from you. What measures can we put in place to keep the unit ticking over till things pick up?
Whenever that might be.
All we can really do is, well, what we're doing already, only more so.
Yeah, there's nothing else, is there? We'll just have to inseminate fewer sows for another couple of cycles so there aren't piglets and weaners to feed.
And if the sows are not gestating, presumably they won't need the expensive feed.
No, well, they only really need the high-protein stuff when they're in pig or lactating.
So they can go back onto silage and straw.
Right.
And we could maybe reduce the size of the herd in the outdoor unit, cull more of the older and less productive sows.
Okay. What about staff?
Well, I've already had to let 2 of my people go, and we're struggling as it is.
What about you, Neil?
Well, if we go ahead with all the cutbacks we've mentioned, I guess I could manage with 1 less.
Good.
But if it's last in, first out, well, that would mean losing Jazzo, which is the last thing I want to do.
Yeah, he really knows his stuff.
Oh, yeah, you were only saying that last week, Hannah, weren't you?
Yeah.
Hard to imagine managing without him.
But if it's a choice between saving Barrow and letting your mate Jazzo go...
Yeah, okay.
And if Barrow goes under, he'll be out of a job anyway.
Now, I've just had a very interesting chat with Barbara Gladstone.
Barbara Gladstone? I didn't think she was on the BL board anymore.
Oh, she isn't, but as you know, she's the go-to person for local business information. Got fingers in lots of pies, has Barbara. So I'm going to set up a working lunch with her and Glenda to try and scope out the best options for the Barrow site.
Aren't you getting a bit ahead of yourself?
How do you mean?
You're talking as if the pig unit is definitely going to close.
Well, I'm as sure as I'll ever be.
But you've only Glenda on side so far.
Oh, so far, yes. But I've told Martin that if they don't close it down, I intend to sell my BL shares.
What?
Well, I'm not prepared to carry on pouring money into a failing enterprise. Even if all the problems with abattoirs and export licenses and the rest were sorted out tomorrow, it's going to take years to recoup all the money that's been wasted on that place, let alone start making a profit.
Is this some kind of revenge?
What are you talking about?
For you losing control of Barrow?
Oh, of course not.
Well, that's what it sounds like.
No, well, don't be ridiculous.
Anyway, it is not entirely down to you, is it? I mean, you don't know how the other members of the board will vote.
Well, I've a pretty shrewd idea.
Well, you might at least wait until after this emergency meeting. Sure, Brian will have a thing or two to say about it.
But that's exactly why I've set up this lunch with Glenda and Barbara, so that we can go to the meeting with some practical proposals for the future. It's got such potential, that site. And don't you dare go blabbing to Jennifer.
Oh, I wouldn't dream of it.
No, I don't want Brian forewarned of what we have in mind.
So why did you come round the other night?
I'd been on this date with Rex.
And you were so bored you couldn't wait to get away?
No, it wasn't like that at all. Rex was lovely. He was kind and funny, but all I could think of was you. How I wanted it to be you sitting there with me in the pub. And then I knew I had to talk to you. I had to come and find you to talk.
But now you're telling me that's it? No more?
If Alice found out and started drinking again, I could never forgive myself.
But I'm not her husband anymore. Not really.
I know.
And to be honest, she still seems to have control over my life. And I hate it. I mean, only last week she was going on and on about Martha's birthday party.
She talked me into that date with Rex.
Did she?
Yeah.
So it's not just me. She's controlling your life as well.
No. I was the one who called Rex and invited him out for a drink, but it was only because you'd been standoffish with me and told me not to get the wrong idea.
I'm sorry. I was being an idiot. And I got wildly jealous when I heard you were going out with him.
Did you?
Yes. And I thought, why? Why am I still letting Alice manipulate me like this? I'm a single man. I'm allowed to date other women. And when you turned up at the flat that night, it just felt so right. Didn't it? Didn't it, Amy?
Yes. Everything you say is true, but...
But what?
I can't do it. I can't. I can't be a good friend to Alice if all the while I'm going behind her back.
Hey, come here. Hey, don't cry. Please don't cry. Look, we can find a way through this. I'm sure we can. Only... I don't want to stop, Amy. I don't...
Oh, Chris... What was that?
It must have been the lich gate.
Well, it couldn't have slammed shut on its own.
No.
Somebody must have...
I can't see anyone. Wait, let me just have a look down the road.
Did somebody see us, do you think?
I don't know. No, I can't see. What? Hang on, there's someone over...
Who is it?
Well, it looks like Roy, but he's too far away. You couldn't have got that far.
Oh, but if it was him, if he saw us...
He's not going to say anything.
But if he did...
Look, I'll have a word with him tomorrow, but no, I reckon it was just the wind or something slammed the gate.
The wind?
Well, there doesn't seem to be anyone else around, does there?
Oh.
Hey, Amy.
Oh, God.
Look, no one saw us. I'm sure of it.